So over the weekend, Ghana hosted the 24th African Senior Championship at the Lagos Sports Stadium. And with me in the studio is William Iza, is a former SWAC General Secretary. We want to digest into what happened. We want to look at the lows and the high points at the championship. Boss, welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Austin. Let me first put it on record that I did not attend any of the games
Okay.
that lasted for 6 days, but I followed it keenly from the media. I watched it keenly on TV. I followed it on social media, and I'm much aware of all the things that happened. Well, so I think that first of all, it was good we hosted the championship. As I said in our previous interview, we have the Botema Sports Complex, and then we have the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. And I think that the best way to make
Good use of
these facilities are to make sure that on a regular basis we organize competitions and events to keep it busy and also to generate revenue for the managers of the facility. So in the first place, it was a good attempt. It was a good step for us to do such a thing. But I think that the challenges, were so much that they overwhelmed the success of hosting such an event. And the challenges were numerous, and it took a shine out of the competition. And again, the performance of Ghana, even on the track and field, was not as impressive as we all expected. We didn't earn any gold medal. Even the 4x100 that we do so well, we didn't do so well, and a whole lot of things. But I think that the challenges were just too many, and it took a shine out of the main event.
But you think this challenges is going to pack us back, looking at what we wanted to achieve with the hosting of the competition?
Yes, I think that if we were trying to put in place this competition to pave way for other athletics competitions. So we have a lot of championships in the athletics. So we have this Senior African Championships. We have other competitions that also, and then we can even develop more competitions to make the place busy. But if you go ahead to bid for any major competition again in athletics, definitely they are not going to look at you with a positive mind and positive eye. They will think that, look, the last time you hosted it, you didn't do well. A lot of things didn't go well in terms of organization, and things that could have been avoided, happened. So I think that it will take a lot away from us.
But looking at from what you said, the organizational aspect of it, you think Ghana we were not prepared to host this competition, or what do you think?
Well, we were not prepared. If you look at the things that happened, it shows clearly that we were not ready for the competition. We were pretending to be ready, but when the real deal came to light, it shows that we were not ready. And so we have to, go back to the table and look at the things that we really didn't do well and those that we did well. But it is obvious that yes, we're making a little noise about it. We're pretending to be planning for the event, but at the end of the day, we didn't really show that we were ready for it.
Again, let's look at the contingents we presented. Ghana took only 17. We are hosting, and people thought we were going to present a whole lot of numbers to compete for Team Ghana, but we sent only 17 athletes. Others, countries like Kenya, sent about 70 athletes. Nigeria also sent 45 athletes for this championship. You think Team Ghana, why, as a host, why did we send only 17 whilst others were bringing 70 and 45?
Well, you see, a country like Kenya, be rest assured that for all the long distances, they will have a representation on each of the contingents. So 5,000, 10,000, 21 kilometers, 42 kilometers. They will surely have this. So it's an athletics nation. the everything they do is about athletics. So you cannot compare their contingent to that of Ghana. Again, Kenya has over the years developed sprinters. And so they are not just competing. Those days they used to just compete in the long distances. But now they are competing in the 100 meters, they are competing in the 200 meters, 100, and the short distance, the short and middle distance. Those days they were doing only middle and long distance. Now they are doing everything. So you expect them that the number 70 could even be less because they are doing more things these days as compared to Ghana. We don't have a lot of long distance athletes. Those we have, they cannot really compete with the likes of Kenya, Botswana, Ethiopia, and even Nigeria. So it is understandable. Then the same thing has to do with Nigeria. Nigeria also competes in a lot of the events. And so with that, it is obvious that the number of contingents or the number of athletes we have in a contingent will be less than Kenyans and Nigerians. And then again, I think that the Athletics Federation or the association, I mean, they took into consideration quality. I mean, what does it make sense if you load the contingent with 50 athletes and they go and they cannot do anything, or they go and they cannot win the medals that you expect, or they go and they cannot make the needed impact that you expect. So I think that they just try to be to go into the competition with a quality squad. Those that are really, and those who are really qualified for the competition. You know, in athletics, you just don't enter. You need to make a mark. You need to make the time before you can compete in there. So these are some of the factors that influence the numbers that they presented.
Now, finally, before we go off, there are a lot of issues in terms of spectatorship. You think that as a nation, we need to set our priorities right? Looking at the attendance at the Lagos Sports Stadium for this championship, it was too low, it was too bad. The international media were talking about it. You think it is, as a nation, we've not set our priorities right? If we want to concentrate on football, we should concentrate on football. If we want to do athletics, we should concentrate on athletics than to be pretending as if we are doing all. Virtually, then it comes back to nothing.
You see, I also do events. And one of the things that we event organizers must take into consideration, especially when you are operating in Ghana, is that having done all your organization, you need to do mobilization. If you don't do mobilization, you have empty stadium, you have empty halls, you have empty marathons, you have everything. Because look, you are organizing an event at the University of Ghana. Don't pretend that once the event is there, naturally all the students will move to the stadium. No. What effort did we make in getting the students to be interested in the event? What did we put in place to create a buzz around the event at where we were hosting it? So we didn't do any mobilization. We didn't do anything to show that, look, this is athletics. This is not like football where naturally people will move to the stadium. This is athletics. Yes, they are athletics lovers. But we needed to take the event to them in their halls, in their hostels, in their lecture rooms. We need to talk to them. We needed to we didn't whet their appetite. So they didn't take the interest in coming to the stadium to do what? Look, when I say mobilization, I mean that aside the university, there are a lot of tertiary institutions around. To avoid this embarrassment, you need to mobilize them, get them buses to go to the stadium, to check Ghanaian athletes. In that way, you are even increasing the interest of people in athletics. So you see, when you organize a competition and you sit home and you think that,
expecting
people,
them to come.
I organize marathon. Ask him. We don't just organize marathon and we think that, it's a marathon. The prize is that people will come. We move to the beaches. We move to the schools. We move to the gyms. We move to the clubs. We encourage them. We even give them incentives to participate. There are some people who even reduce their cost of registration for them to get them to the stadium. So the organizers They thought that, oh, let's do this thing. People, even the supporters union, if you don't mobilize them, if you don't motivate them, if you don't encourage them, they will not come to the stadium. You understand? So that aspect of patronage was purely an organizational problem. They didn't organize the people. They didn't mobilize people to be at the stadium. Now, in our previous interview, I told you that there's no bars around the competition. Look, it's not just about mounting huge billboards across the country. No, if you are organizing competition, you don't just look. You need to get the thing to the people. You need to be going to them. Look, apart from that, there are workers around. I mean, get them to know. Look, you see, when you sit in your office, you will not get the people. Look. You need to go out there and talk to them. Now with shortage of food, I think that I only saw one news item where the man said he was giving only one chicken. I don't think that should be an issue. We all go for buffets and dinners. There you go, they give you one chicken. So if you want more, that shouldn't be the reason why you should go and cry that there is shortage of chicken and that or shortage of food and that you ask for one chicken more and they didn't give you. There are certain buffets when you go, they give you one piece of chicken, they give you some shredded meat, they give you something else. So if you want to take two, they will tell you no, because there are other varieties there for you to ask. So let's brush aside that. If you understand organization very well, you know that, look, let's brush aside that food aspect. With the stadium, the media stand. This has been one of the challenges we have. Is that
it cuts across.
Yeah, it's at Mobile Sports Stadium, Accra Sports Stadium, and then it's at. I don't know why spectators love to come and be at the media. I don't know why. And you see, the Accra Sports Stadium media stand has been made so simple that any spectator can just walk in and nobody will ask him or her a question. Originally, it was supposed to be divided into two after the AFCON. Then media will take one half, then the supporters can take another half. But along the line, they couldn't do the demarcation because there was no fans. But you see, on a day where the stadium is even virtually empty, you see supporters coming to the media stand. I think this has to do with security issues. The managers of the stadium should take a look at it. With regards to internet, well, I heard the president say that he personally paid for the internet. It may be that it was a failure on the part of the service providers that the internet did not function on it. But I think that these were just issues that happened in the initial stages of the competition. It is unpardonable that a competition of that nature, these things should happen at the beginning. But I think that the organizers did so much. Now, with regards to the issue of timing, display of timing, and all those things are, basic organizational issues. If you're organizing athletics of such nature, remember the senior championship. It is a version of AFCON in athletics.
AFCON,
So everything should have been on point. It was highly, unpardonable to have the timing board not available until the second or third day. Come on. We cannot forgive them for these lapses. You understand? But as I said, I think that in organizing events, especially of this magnitude, sometimes the political appointments are more than the competent appointment, because the new government has just come to power. They have to get people to be on committees. They have to give jobs to their boys. So then wherever there is a space, they push you. Whether you fit into the space or not, Charlie, go and survive there. Let governance go on. So on the whole, I think that it wasn't a very good organization. A lot of things went wrong. The athletic situation should take lessons from this and then reorganize themselves, and then going forward they can do better.
And finally, before I let you go, what should a nation like Ghana do in terms of bidding for such competitions?
You see, we should examine ourselves well. Yes, we have a very nice facility that can host such competitions. Two, we should look at the fact that
Because
do we have the men?
don't let me cut you. You know, we've bidded for the under 20
Yeah.
Africa Cup of Nations.
Yes.
I just want to support your point with that.
Yeah. You see, Ghana as a nation, I mean, we don't give so much attention to football to other sporting disciplines. You know, sometimes we pretend to be giving them attention, but we don't. Look, the Black Stars are going for the World Cup. They are everywhere, from chief imam to bishops. Yeah, everybody is aware. How many people were aware of this athletics competition? Even when it comes to, because you know when you go to the Ministry of Finance and you are going to take money from the ministry, and it is football. Once the money delays, they leak it to the media. The media will start bashing the government, start bashing the FA, start bashing the Ministry of Youth and Sports and Finance. Then they will work on it. But in athletics, who is going to do the bashing for them? Even if there was delay in release of funds, who is going to help them to do that? Zero. So if we are going in for similar competitions, especially in the other sporting disciplines, we should make sure that we are ready to commit the needed resources. We should make sure that we are ready to get the right set of people to be on the committee to work and bring the resource. Otherwise, similar disaster will happen in future.